Let's join the live Warrior Island press conference, already in progress.
The Warrior Island comic book has its 11th and 12th issue. We started this comic book back in 2010 when we started the company, and it's been growing right along with all of the NAFMA events. That's why we're here this weekend. Jose and I, Master Torres and I have been doing events for more than 3 decades. He just doesn't look that old. And we've actually had events here before with, oh man, what do we have, like 40 vendors and 1,000 people.
Bodybuilding championship.
Bodybuilding, arm wrestling, and everything. So the Warrior Island it's come a long way. It's to have all these comic books and do $250,000 in actual comic book sales is a big mark for us. Last year we had a lot of fun at the Comic-Con in New York City, and we had some great help from Nate and from his parents, who were like, they were really good assistants at the booth. But so we're gonna do a reveal right now. Now this comic book has been worked on for the last 3 to 6 months, and what we wanted to do was really honor Grandmaster Torres, his tournament, and all the great competitors and athletes and families that come out and support this. So with that, it's a great pleasure of me and everyone at Warrior Island, including all the artists, publishers, everyone that's involved with everything, to release Warrior Island issue 11. The new tournament begins. And as you can see, our cover has Grandmaster Torres, Ramel, and Nate Dogg. He's trying to peek around me to see it. So take it and show it to the guys here too.
Nate, I can pick you up.
So you guys have now officially made it onto the cover with your cool hair, Nate. No hat for you, Ramel. So this is the comic book 11, and it's now available here today, and it will be online next week. And it's exciting. It's a great comic. It shows how these individual characters are involved in this series and where they're going to be going with this. We have the future of martial arts and the Tiki code going through Warrior Island comic book issue 11. And over here you'll see we have our cast, or a partial of our cast for the season 3 of our television show. Will be a 3-part miniseries, and the 3-part miniseries is going to start filming in August. We have built our own 4-acre martial arts hidden island set, like Enter the Dragon meets Mortal Kombat, and all these ladies and gentlemen will be coming out to the event to film from August 4th through August 14th, and we will have 3 one-hour shows that are going to keep you on the edge of your seat. We have some great martial arts stunt training going on and some unbelievable scripting going on. So everyone should be very excited about that. So what I want with this, I want to introduce our director, who's been directing, producing, and editing film and music for well over 30, 40 years. Michael Felker has been a great integral part of Warrior Island and its growth. Ladies and gentlemen, director of Warrior Island, the TV series, Michael Felker.
Thank you, everybody. We're very, very excited. We've actually been a part of Warrior Island since season 1, where we literally started recording the intro and the outro on the beach at Clearwater, and we started editing the shows, and then we progressed to streaming the shows. Then we did season 2, and now we're going to be doing a 3-part miniseries, hour to an hour and a half per episode, and it's going to be a full movie. It's not going to be, just like people fighting. It's an actual movie. So we're very, very excited. My son, who's recording, he is the writer, and I'm directing, and I'm also the composer. So if there's any questions, feel free to ask. So otherwise, thank you.
As he said, along with my writing, Scott has been so helpful in the formatting and embellishing the Warrior Island script. Now, a lot of people are wondering about the amazing Sheldon Lettich, who's a big part of Warrior Island and now part owner of Warrior Island. Sheldon Lettich, if you're familiar with his name, he's written movies like Bloodsport, Lion King, recently Max and Max 2. It's the German Shepherd who goes to the White House. And he also wrote The Quest and Only the Strong, some over 25 Hollywood movies that have been really successful. Rambo 3. He is our official writer for our full feature movie. He's in the middle of the treatment right now. Once the treatment is done, the full script will be produced, and we've already talked to 2 different production houses that have said it's going to be between a $20 to $40 million Hollywood production, like the size of Marvel. And some of the people that are here today will be in that, but there's also going to be some major movie stars of names I cannot divulge at this time. But it will be, I would say, it would be on the level of Marvel, but a cult film as good as Bloodsport, if not better. And we have that kind of quality people involved, and we're very excited to have everybody out here. So I want to introduce some more people from the show, and the one that really got it started here a couple years ago at this tournament is the legendary Nate Dogg. So Nate Dogg, if you can, I'm gonna pass the mic to you there, and you can actually talk there, because they're not gonna see you behind that. He's small, but he's mighty. So, Nate Dogg, talk a little bit about how you got involved with Warrior Island.
So basically, the one day I went to this really cool tournament, and the winner of the tournament got to be in the comic book, and lucky enough, with all my training, I got to win both of the Grand Nationals.
So while we take some questions from the crowd, so can we get some questions for Nate about him being in the comic book and now the TV show? Anybody? Question? We have a question? There we go. We have a question right there.
This is from Mad Tees. What is your favorite part about being in the comic book?
My favorite part of being in the comic book is about the Tiki code, embracing it, and no bully should ever bully anybody. It should be love and spirit and having fun.
Hi, my name is AJ Torres. I'm with their Sinus Press. And my one question is what's it like being so young and being part of something so influential? And if you have anything to say to someone the same age as you, what would you say to someone like that?
Basically, if somebody would walk up to me and like that, would be like, keep your dreams. Whatever you think you can do, it's possible.
So over my 30 years of knowing Grandmaster Jose Torres, we've been through some ups and downs and running events and seen best of times, worst of times, but we've always been there for each other. Even though we've run into all kinds of things during the years, we've always been able to produce amazing martial arts events and all kinds of expos and stuff like that. So what I'd love to do is bring Grandmaster Jose Torres, who's almost a family member to me, up to the podium to talk a little bit about the relationship with the Warrior Island project and his tournament.
Thank you, James. I appreciate it. Thanks for everybody coming out today. I really appreciate you coming out and support. The Warrior Island project is absolutely amazing. I've never been involved with a comic book series before, but seeing James's vision and where it's going in regards to a TV series and a full-length movie and just his vision and how it's going to grow, I'm excited to be part of that. I've known him for 30 years, and he assembled a great cast and crew that's going to make this project just be amazing. So, and especially these fine people here, you know, Nate Dogg himself, guy's a legend already, and you know, Grandmaster Rommel, we have Master Charles here, Pauline, and you know, he has some other great cast members. But it's an honor for me to be able to be featured in a comic book and see kind of where it's going to go. I think martial arts is very unique because there's so many different platforms that can help you to share your art, your system, and what it means to be a good martial artist and also a good human being. So I want to thank James and the whole project here for giving me that opportunity. So thank you so much for today, guys. Thank you.
Well, a few years ago, we identified that we felt that martial arts was very male-heavy, so we wanted to really help a lot of the young martial artists to become more prevalent, the female martial arts become more prevalent in the comic books, the TV shows, the movies, and everything. We've worked with Cynthia Rothrock, who's been a major star in Hollywood for many years, and traditional martial arts, and she set an amazing example. So we talked to her and then other female leaders in the martial arts world, and we've decided that we wanted to reach out to find some of the very best young talent to bring them into the comic book series and into the TV show and into the movie to take female martial arts to the stratosphere. And it's something that we feel will be fantastic, especially with the Tiki code and everything it represents with character and morals and respect and honor and all the things it represents. women are a great representative of that. So for the first person I'm going to bring up is not only going to be playing a red ninja in the TV show and movie, but also is now in the comic book as a character and will be another extra in the movie as well. And Pauline, I want you to come up here and get a chance to talk to everybody. Team Cermetis in the house.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Pauline Cermetis. I'm a two-time NASCAR world champion. I compete in tournaments all over the world, and I'm on an international karate team, which is called Team NMAC International. And I'm really blessed to have this opportunity to be in Warrior Island and to actually have the Red Ninja part and also a part in the comic series. So really blessed, and I thank you. I thank everyone, and I thank you, James, for that. And I'm just really excited about this opportunity. Filming in August, it's really going to be a good cast. We have a good group here. Nate is an awesome competitor here too. He competes on the NASCAR circuit, and I'm thrilled to participate and be part of this with everyone else. And I started martial arts when I was 13 years old, so I'm 25. So it's been a long road, but it's been really positive, and I'm blessed to have the right people that I've chosen to take the path with. So I'd like to thank my instructor, Master Steve Arsenault, and also those who I've trained with. So I've met Cynthia Rothrock, I've trained with Don the Dragon Wilson, I've trained with Kathy Long, Benny the Jet Rakitas. So blessed to have those opportunities. I compete in fighting, sparring on the tournament circuit, and I also do Kempo forms, so American Kempo forms. So I'm really blessed to have this opportunity here, so I thank you very much.
So what was the first thing that you felt when you were invited to be part of the comic book series?
Yeah, so being a part of the comic book series, just going back to the names of, Cynthia Rothrock and all these other talented martial artists, I was just really, really thrilled for this opportunity, and I'm kind of starting to transition into the not only being a tournament competitor, but perhaps having a movie or acting career as well. So I'm really blessed for that opportunity.
You seem to be wearing some really cool Warrior Island swag. Can you talk a little bit about what you're wearing and how you got that?
So I'm actually an ambassador for the Warrior Island Tiki Code. So I'm an ambassador for youth and other kids. I encourage everyone to go to the Warrior Island website and purchase the gear and just support. So thank you.
This is Scott Felker from PPV Flix. How does the Tiki Code apply to your life in terms of martial arts?
So the Tiki Code really applies to my life. I actually chose the Respect Tiki. So I really felt that was one of the most important for me, because respect is everything, right? So you respecting your peers and everyone around you is really important, and especially in the dojo, anywhere really, being respectful to others is really important. So that's why I chose the Respect Tiki, and also going off of that, I am an ambassador, and I do want other young women and other young girls to follow in my footsteps. So I am trying to be their role model, so to speak, and just be there for them whenever they need something. So
you mentioned Team Cermetis, and you have a student here. If you can come around the podium and invite your student to come up, you can introduce them on camera. It'd be great.
So this is my student, Maya Logan. She trains at Steve Arsenault's Kempo Karate with me, and she's been a tremendous, and she's an amazing fighter. She competes. She's starting to compete in a lot of tournaments now. We live in Massachusetts, so she's been competing in the tournaments in Rhode Island and locally, but now she's coming out to here, Atlantic City, to compete tomorrow, so I'm very proud to have her here with me. She's an amazing fighter, and I'm blessed to have a lot of female fighters at the dojo. There are a lot of students who are really coming up, and she's one that really sets the bar high. She trains hard, and I'm just very proud of her. Maya, you want to say hello to everyone?
Hi.
With movies and television and commercials with these action stars, you have real actors, but sometimes real actors are actual real martial artists as well. You will run into actors that don't have any martial arts training and just do enough to get by the movie. But we're very blessed as a company to have many real actors that are SAG actors that have been in dozens of films. And I'm going to bring Charles up now, and he actually, how many movies have you done?
I believe it's 19 or 20.
19
credits.
movies. So he's playing Captain Akiak, who's the captain of the Red Ninjas. Come on up, buddy. We're going to
Thank you,
talk
sir.
to everybody here. Let's talk a little bit about this.
Thank you. It's an honor and a thrill to be here and to be part of this project. It's a huge project, and the more I learn about it, the more I'm like, wow, about it. You know, it's amazing. So I am actually a martial artist as well. I started in 1982. I'm a 7th degree black belt. I have a school in Berlin, New Jersey, and I've been acting for a lot of years as well. So it's actually a thrill to be here and be part of this, and thank you guys for all being here today. We appreciate that. I'm playing the captain of the Red Ninjas, Arkiak, which I look forward to taking that on. It's going to be a big project, and you know, I welcome it. And I hope that I just hope that everybody's here and wants to spread the word of how this project's going to grow and how well it's going to be. So thanks for having me. Thank you.
So how many movies have you been in?
So I believe on my IMDb I have about 19 or 20 credits right now. I got a role with Cynthia Rothrock in her film coming up, Black Creek, and I also have, in fact, she called the other day and had someone to put me in another role for another film in Pennsylvania. I do have a contract for Bad Boys 4, but I'm not sure what's going to happen with that yet because they're still working out some details on that. And of course, this is a great project. So, but I have about 5 or 6 films. I don't know if you've ever heard of Dragon Squad, but I have a starring role in Dragon Squad. It has Vito. I'm the head of the mafia. So I do a lot of bad roles and good roles. So you know, which I love. You know, I'm an ex-cop too. So you know, I have the law enforcement background. So I like going both ways. I like doing the bad guy stuff, and I like doing the good guy stuff. So I love doing all that. It's my dream to be an actor, and I also have 4 Hollywood films coming up with J.J. Stomp. I don't know if you guys ever heard of J.J. Stomp, but I went to Rome about 2 weeks ago, and it was beautiful. It was a Hall of Fame event, but at the same time we were casting for a couple of his films. Actually, I went there to cast for 1, and I wound up getting 4, so I'm pretty honored about that. So, any other questions?
Sir, you got a chance to spend a day on the Warrior Island set. We built a permanent set for filming the TV show, movie, promos, and it's going to be a full-time martial arts stuntman school. What were your thoughts on your day at the set?
I actually got a chance to see the set twice, and last week when we were there, it just gets better and better and better. And you know, we got to give him a great big hand because I'll tell you what, this man here is doing most of the work by himself. He's doing a lot of this work, and it's the set is amazing. I can't even describe it. It's got everything that this film project and the TV series, as well as the comic series, needs. It's got everything. And I love it. I love the set. I love working on set. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. We got a nice waterfall. We got a nice river flowing by, and a lot of good stuff there. As well as the beach. He's got a couple beaches built up in there as well, and
Don't forget all the obstacles.
an obstacle upbuilt,
And
a whole giant obstacle
set,
course.
the spear throwing.
It's nice, beautiful set.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. We're so looking forward to you being part of everything we're doing.
Thank you guys.
As most people know that know the comic book series, Ginger Lotus is one of the heroes of the series. She's the empath of the island. She's also my wife. She's going to come up here and say a few words. None of this would have happened because she's the wind beneath my wings. So, ladies and gentlemen, Ginger Lotus, or my wife, Nicole Webb. She had no idea what was going on.
Well, I'll say it's been an honor to be a part of this. James is very creative. His imagination is just amazing. And, you know, for him to ask me to be a part of this, it's been an honor. It's just what this represents is just an honor to be a part of. So, I mean, bullying is a huge issue that affects people their entire lives. So it's definitely an honor to be a part of it and to be able to just spread the anti-bullying word and all that. So.
How's it like being a role model to little girls, and any interesting stories regarding that?
It's amazing, actually. I've always kind of wanted to be a mentor, and I've had, you know, God's given me plenty of opportunities to be a mentor throughout my life. So this is just another opportunity for me to be a mentor to little girls, and just being a part of like the expos and the Comic-Cons that we go to. Little girls will notice me from like last year or something at an event. They're like, "Oh, there's Ginger Lotus." One little girl actually thought that I was what's her name from the Toy Story?
Woody's girlfriend.
Woody's girlfriend, because I was dressed up in my country Ginger Lotus outfit. So I got her to stop crying. So so it's been awesome to be able to, you know, be looked up to by little girls and be recognized, and, you know, it also gives me a little opportunity to, you know, kind of tell them to be kind and nice to their siblings too. So
James Jefferson from pay-per-viewflix.com. Can you tell the story about the little girl that came to you as an infant one year, and then a few years later she was in a gi competing?
Yeah, she's actually my little girl that thought I was from the Toy Story. She was crying, for whatever reason she was crying as a toddler. Her mom was carrying her and she's crying, and she thought I was from the Toy Story. So, and I got to hold her, and we got a picture taken together when she was a toddler. And then just this past year, we were at an event, and her and her mom come up, and they're just looking at the table and the comic books and stuff, and she says, "Oh, I think my daughter got a picture with you, you know, a few years ago." And I'm thinking, wow, what like this little girl was like so much older now, but, you know, to see her in these cute little curls as a toddler, and then to like see her as this little, like, I don't want to say like a little adult, but like a little human in a gi now. It's like, it was such an awesome moment, and we got to take another picture together, and so maybe through the years we'll be seeing each other and taking pictures together. So, yeah.
And she's not as mean as she looks on the banner.
No, I'm not.
One of the people that inspired me years ago to get involved in martial arts was Chuck Norris. Not many people in this world don't know who Chuck Norris is, or Bruce Lee, or some of the great pillars in martial arts and martial arts films. So I wanted to get involved with some younger martial artists that are involved with the programs and stuff they have out in Texas. And when Grandmaster Torres told me all about Ramel, I just thought, wow, that's exactly what we need, is that next generation, that young, relatively young man that could really help us get to all those kids in Texas. And he does a lot of traveling. So he did really well 2 years ago at the tournament. We brought him into the comic book. Now he's going to be one of the star fighters in the TV series. So, Master, I'd like to bring you up here, and you can talk a little bit about that. But Ramel.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ramel Rogolis. I want to thank James for allowing me the opportunity to be part of this amazing project, as well as the Warrior Island comic book series. I had the opportunity to be featured in the series about 2 years ago with Amazing Nate and Grandmaster Torres. It's been a lot of fun, and now we are grazing the cover of the comic book. I love what the comic book stands for. I love what the Tiki code stands for. It's very, very similar to what we teach in our program, which is the Kickstart Kids program, which has been our founder, Grandmaster Chuck Norris, as well as his amazing wife, Gina Norris as well. So I'm excited to be part of this project. So thank you, James.
Does
anybody have any questions?
I do.
Yes, bro.
So Scott from PPV Flix. So, could you say a few words about the after-school program that you run in Texas and how Warrior Island is involved with that?
Sure. Actually, our program is actually part of the public school program. So it's a replacement of PE, but they do get PE grades as well. So they get tested, but they get belt ranks and everything, just like any other martial arts school. But it's an alternative to PE. So basically, instead of doing PE, they can choose to do karate, which is the same credit course as well. So the program is great. It's similar to the Tiki codes. We have our values, respect, discipline, all of that stuff, and something that the kids are following each and every day, and it's something that they're going to carry with them for the rest of their lives. So we're very, very proud of that.
It takes a lot of courage to ever face somebody else in points or in battle respectfully. So the Tiki code is taking all of these real-world heroes and giving them a code to live by so that they respect and honor and have empathy for fellow competitors and for other people. And if they live by that, then the people around them see that. So the patch system is not to replace a belt system or any kind of a system already in place from any school or any style. But the biggest problem in all martial arts schools around the world is attrition. Kids that don't hit their belt levels or quit, or kids that don't put the time and effort in. So the Tiki code, these patches are a great way for school owners to be able to keep kids in programs longer if they're not belting up. If they show things like, let's say they do show some courage, like they never liked getting hit in the points system, and all of a sudden they're okay to do that. But they're not belting up, but they are showing courage. So they can get a courage patch or a sticker, and then that patch can go on their book bag. Or if the style permits it, it could go on the gi, or it could go onto a lunchbox. We also have stickers in a sticker book. So basically there's 16 different patches and stickers, and it's growing all the time. We have an honor Tiki, we have an empathy Tiki, there's a strength Tiki. Let's say one of the students is really good at doing their physical training, their push-ups and their squats and all the different things, but they just have a hard time getting to the next belt. Well, if these kids are getting involved in something and maybe even appearing in a comic book or getting patches, they're feeling like they're accomplishing something. And when you feel like you're accomplishing something or you're part of something, you're a lot less likely to quit. And if you're less likely to quit, then the school owner has enough members to stay open. We don't want to see martial arts schools close, and we don't want to see people struggling with the dream that they started a business. So we're trying to help them as well. So there's no ego involved in any of this. It's about helping any kind of martial arts style and keep their school running, but also more importantly, we want to change the world by teaching everyone to follow the code to change humanity by making all of us better people. Just because you can knock somebody down doesn't mean you should. It's actually more powerful to reach down and pick them up. So what we want to do is keep teaching the Tiki code and work with everybody, anywhere, anytime to learn what the Tiki code means. That's really important. What I'd like to do now is when there's light, there's darkness. So with red good ninjas, we're going to need to have a black bad ninja. And we're going to bring Marielle up because she is one of our black ninjas and one of the extras in the TV show. And she's also an extremely accomplished martial artist. She's going to come up and I'm going to ask her a few questions. And she's excited about coming up here.
My name is Mireli Polanco. This is my first time. I have a little nervous. So thank you for this opportunity. This one is for everybody. That's only for me. Before I think I dream and the Power Ranger, everything, but this is for everybody. So I give you everybody positive think for everything. Yes, any question? And thank you so much.
So you're going to be an extra in the show as well as one of the black ninjas. What does that mean to you to appear at a big production like this?
I give you positive thing for the people now. Because this world is different thing, and when you see the Tiki, I see the similar with Shido Kori, so it's different, and I give you for everybody thinking, yes.
We mentioned earlier in the press conference that it's very important for us to lift women up, to lift young girls up, to be a positive role model. What does it mean to you personally with the road you've traveled in your life as an accomplished martial artist, that you can be a mentor and a role model for women to follow?
So I changed my life this time because I like it competing, I like it breaking, but this one and the film is my first time. So. And
that's okay, because the biggest fear that anyone has in this world is public speaking. So you have the courage of a warrior when you compete, when you break things and you compete against somebody. But this is another whole fear, which is fine. It's the largest fear that everybody has. But you're beating that fear right now as a martial artist by doing public speaking.
Are you aware of what the goals for the Black Ninjas are in the comics and the movies and such?
Chaos.
So be beaten
Yes,
by the red.
I don't know.
So obviously, the Black Ninjas represent darkness, and they're basically trying to steal something from the island, a power that the island has. The Red Ninjas are under the control of the island and the Grand Masters of Martial Arts, and it'll all be revealed in the show and then in the movie. But it is them coming to try to steal something, and they're chaos, and they're in darkness. But doesn't make them bad people in real life, but in the show. They're a little lost. But yes, they will be battling the Red Ninjas a lot. In fact, we have planned one of the largest ninja battle scenes ever. Oh, they're talking some trash over here. The Red Ninjas are talking some trash.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's my
And we
best
can live up
friend
to it too.
That's good. But thank you so very much. And what does it feel like to be in the comic book? Because you're now in the comic book, this issue that came out here. You're in that comic today. What does that feel like to be in a comic?
Yes, I hope so, yes. Yes, I'd be happy now. All right, so my first time. Thank you everybody for coming and support. Please follow, and you give me tick for me. Thank you so much.
Great job. I think she did great. Big round of applause. So as the father of an autistic son, I spent the last 30 years helping him with life skills. And when I brought on my new partner, Michael Felker, to find out that his son is an amazing editor, film producer, director, to bring another amazing person in like Scott on the team means a lot to me. So I want to bring Scott up here so he can answer a few questions of what it's like to be in the film industry. He just finished film school. So Scott Felker, come up here, round of applause for Scott. You clap for yourself, that was awesome.
So yeah, I graduated film school not too long ago. On the show, I'm pretty much the video editor and music arranger, and lately I've been handling the script for the miniseries. I pretty much take the stories and make them sound better. I've been writing scripts for around 5 to 6 years now, and have pretty much become very knowledgeable in proper script format. So for this miniseries, I've been pretty much converting I've been converting the story into a proper script format with scenes and character dialogue and everything. And then for the shows, I handle video and audio editing. Without going too much into it, you put a lot of videos on the timeline, you splice them together, you put some transitions, color grade it, you do anything to make it look good.
One of the things that is on the front burner for us is an animated series, and we've had discussions about American anime and Japanese anime. We've kind of settled on that Japanese anime is cooler and looks better. I've had discussions online with a few people that are really looking forward to converting all of our comic books into that anime. What are your thoughts on the Warrior Island series, the way you're scripting, and how all this is going to play into an animated series for people online?
Well, I think the series has a really good story. I can see it being converted into an anime quite well. If we're going by the comics especially, I can definitely see it taking on an anime style. The footage we're given, these are live events, and in those live events they play copyrighted music. Usually when the fighters stand up on the stage, they enter the cage, they're about to fight. We have to extract the music out of that video and audio, and we have to replace it with music we make ourselves. I use a program called Music Maker, which is really good for arranging almost any sort of music. So I've been able to make some like action-packed music in place of, let's say, Here Comes the Boom, for example. If that's someone's fight song, gotta take that out, gotta replace it with something I make or my dad makes. We take away the background noise, we take away the artifacts in the noise. We also take away the people speaking. Oftentimes we replace it with cheering sound effects. Well, we keep like the punching sounds and everything, but everything else is reconstructed to be a lot cleaner and copyright free.
Congrats. Yeah, congrats.
I'm going to ask our director to come back up for a minute.
All right. Yep.
We're rolling. All righty, and I've been wanting to do this the whole time. All right.
So a lot of the Warrior Island fans have been clamoring for a fighting game that is in a Street Fighter kind of Mortal Kombat style. Can you talk a little bit about the future of the Warrior Island video game series and how it's going to be a fighting game where fan interaction and a game engine and all that stuff?
I need to look for all my hats. Hold on. Because I wear a lot of hats. So
that's why you lost your hair.
Not only do we edit, produce, record, film, and all of that, but we even create games. We have quite a few game engines. We have over 5 million assets, which are 3D objects. So we are going to be creating the Warrior Island game, a 3D first and third person perspective game following the Warrior Island stories that you'll get to play the main character. I'm not going to give too much away, but it will be a AAA title. So look out for it in the near future.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to introduce somebody that's extremely important to me. More than 3 decades, I've known him about as long as I've known Grandmaster Torres. When I bring him up here, I want you to understand he's very instrumental in training fighters, training martial artists, training law enforcement, also training teachers, people to survive. He's been involved in martial arts for decades and decades. He's always been there when I've needed him to step up in all different situations, from expos to events to filming. He also has his own channel on pay-per-viewflix.com, and he's going to be one of the trainers on the island, training the fighters to try to win the tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce Phil Ross.
Thank you, James. Thank you very much. And,
there you go.
And I hope that I can live up to your introduction.
Oh my goodness.
Hey folks, how you doing? Phil Ross here, known as the Kettlebell King. I've been involved in the martial arts for over 50 years. Combat arts, boxing, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, taekwondo, bondo, you name it, been there. And I'm really looking forward to being the trainer on Warrior Island. Can't wait to get down to business with these guys and train the #1 champion. Strength and honor.
Scott Felker from Pay-Per-View Flix. What kind of exercises will you have people do on the island?
I could tell you, but I'd have to kill you. So. Well, I'll tell you, we're going to be doing a mix. We'll be doing, obviously, kettlebell swings, presses, get-ups. We'll be doing clean snatches. We'll be doing body weight exercise. We'll be doing plyometrics. And, of course, we'll be working on our focus mitts and transitions from stand-up striking to ground fighting and submissions.
Who's your favorite character in Warrior Island?
Obviously, me.
Anyone else?
All right. Well, thank you so much, Phil.
Thank you.